Wait, what are you doing? Touching my... No. You just broke my phone. You just broke my phone. What? You just broke my phone. You just broke my phone. You just broke my phone. Yeah?
Okay.
You just broke my phone. You just broke my phone. You just broke my phone.
Go, motherfucker.
You just broke my phone. Cool.
No.
You just broke my telephone, yeah? You just broke my phone. You're all on record. Call the police. Call the police. Call the police. Call the police.
The option that I feel from speaking to my sergeant particularly, based on his history and the in-depth length that it will take for it to go to CPS and for them to say we're not going to run with it, would be a community resolution, because he has no history. I can tell you that much. Okay, I accept that he's damaged your phone case and that he's caused some damage to your GoPro. Part of a community resolution is that they have to engage with another service as an out-of-court disposal. It will be the quickest way for that to be resolved, rather than you waiting 6 months for CPS to go, we're not going to run it. Okay, their threshold is really high.
Well, let's see. Like I'm prepared to wait the 6 months. We'll see. I want to see.
I'll be honest, mate, we're not arresting him.
You're not arresting him, no? But I didn't think you was going to anyway.
There's no necessity to.
No.
Set the scene. The YouTuber, who we'll call the Auditor, is filming the outside of a hotel which he states is being used to house migrants. He is confronted by security guards who are not happy about being filmed. The situation escalates very quickly. The initial interaction is verbal, but then a security guard approaches the auditor. The auditor claims the guard grabs his phone, breaking the case, and a gimbal attachment. This is the central point of the conflict. The auditor immediately accuses the guard of assault and criminal damage, and insists that the police be called.
You've just broken my telephone. Look what you've done. It's all on camera. It's all on camera.
I did not break.
I'm going to report you to the SIA. You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your job for that.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, motherfucker, keep swearing. You're going to lose your job for that.
Please.
You're going to lose your job.
What you gonna ask?
You're going to lose your job.
Okay.
I'm going to report you to the SIA. How dare you come and try and attack me? And you witnessed that. Yeah, I was talking. Listen, how have I been with you? Yeah, just damaged my property, bro.
Let's go.
You know, you just damaged my property. Yeah.
Let's go.
No, not listen. You listen.
Go out.
You listen. You're a bully.
You listen.
Yeah, no, you listen. You listen.
Listen me.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You think I'm scared of you or something? Is I'm not scared of you, bro. I'm not scared. You've assaulted me, Giz. You've broken my stuff. You've broken my stuff. It's all on camera.
I never do anything for you.
Miss, he's assaulted me, miss, and he's broken my stuff.
Can you
Yeah.
stop a minute and let me get out of the car, because I've just arrived on scene.
Okay.
So I don't actually know what's happened yet.
All right.
Thank you.
Now let's pause here and break down the first legal question. Can you film in a public place? The yes answer is yes. In the United Kingdom, you are generally free to take photographs and videos in public spaces. This includes streets, parks, and public squares. If you are on private land that the public has access to, like the outside grounds of this hotel, your rights can be a bit more complex. The landowner can set rules, and if you refuse to comply with a request to stop filming, they can ask you to leave. If you don't, you could be considered a trespasser. However, being a trespasser is a civil matter, not a criminal one, and it absolutely does not give a security guard the right to use force or damage your property. The auditor accuses the guard of two things: assault and criminal damage. Let's look at those.
You don't want to.
Right, sorry. And what is it that you're recording for?
So basically, I go up and down the country. I film migrant hotels up and down the country.
Right.
I was walking around where I'm legally allowed to walk. Yeah.
Right.
This is still operating with a C1 license. This guy's been fine, not a problem. He's been saying to me, look, you need to go, you need to go, you need to go. Yeah. So I'm walking around, documenting the hotel like I normally do, and then I was going to make my way over to the exit and fly my drone. We walked through this little corridor bit. This guy has appeared from, I don't know where he was beginning.
What corridor have you walked through?
I can show you, just it's not a corridor, outside still, never been inside the building.
So where the walkway is?
Yeah, where the walkway is. This guy's come over, he's grabbed my phone, broken my phone, yeah, ripped my broken. Yeah, you did. It's all on video. Yeah, it's all on video. He's assaulted me.
No,
yes.
I asked you to
No.
record on my piece.
Listen, I'm allowed to record.
Yeah.
You can't stop me recording. And you
want
said
to record his face, and
Yeah,
that's
for
up
what?
to him.
Miss.
He's allowed to ask you to stop recording. I'm allowed to ask you to stop recording.
And I
my
can
face.
refuse.
I know, but I'm also.
Yeah, but it doesn't give you the right then to grab someone's
I'm not
personal
saying
property.
that. I'm not
yeah?
saying that.
I want him
I'm
arrested
not-
for assault.
I'm
I'll show you the footage. Yeah, I've got footage of everything. I want him arrested for assault.
Criminal damage is defined as intentionally or recklessly destroying or damaging property belonging to another. The auditor claims his phone case, which he says cost a tenner or £10, and his GoPro, worth around £600, were damaged. If the guard intentionally grabbed the phone and that action resulted in damage, it could legally be considered criminal damage. Assault is any act that causes someone to apprehend immediate and unlawful personal violence. You don't actually have to be physically touched for an assault to occur. The threat of violence is enough. In the video, the police officer later suggests that because the guard was likely trying to grab the phone and not the person, it might not be interpreted as a personal assault by the Crown Prosecution Service, or CPS. However, the auditor argues that he feared violence, which is a key element of common assault. The police arrive, and this is where things get really interesting for anyone wanting to understand police procedure.
Yeah, called me a motherfucker.
You're gonna lose your job.
Nice language.
You're gonna lose your job.
He's assaulted me. You know, there's no two ways. There's no two ways around it. You know, he's broken my personal property
And you witnessed that.
twice. He's assaulted me twice. That's it.
Principally, I was just showing your colleague the.
Where's the damage?
And you're on film.
Phone.
He's broken that off of my phone.
So he's come across fairly confrontational in his manner. He hasn't actually said anything, but as he's recording, he's asked him to stop recording, and he's grabbed and pulled the phone case down.
Twice. He went to grab this one as well.
And but because that was down, it wasn't showing that, was it?
No, but that's what I'm saying. You know, he's tried to grab.
And obviously that has then broken off of there. So it's looking like he's definitely committed criminal damage because he's trying to get the phone. I don't think he's trying to assault you personally. I think he's trying to stop
Well,
the recording.
I think that's for the interpretation of the CPS really. Once they watch all footage from this and that,
Yeah.
you know. I'm happy to provide you with my details. Yeah, but he needs to be arrested. He has to be arrested.
Yeah, I'll be honest, the arrest side, but we're still trying to figure that one out. I'll be honest.
You've seen it, guys.
Yeah,
I can show it to you again if you want.
I
Yeah.
understand that.
It is down to our discretion though whether
Yeah,
or not
okay.
we arrest, okay?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah.
obviously down to you
I know.
whether or not we arrest.
Yeah.
So we need to speak to him, find out his background.
Okay.
Because ultimately we don't just necessarily always go straight in for the arrest. There are always out of court disposal opportunities.
Yeah.
But obviously...
Do you know how many times I've
but-
been on these sites
I
and I've
appreciate
been
that.
handcuffed, I've been arrested for false allegations, yeah, with officers that just come straight to me.
we're not getting-
And, no, I'm just
Right,
saying to
but
you
we
in
haven't.
general,
I actually asked
and it's
you to
one
give
rule
me
for
an
me
opportunity to speak
and
to
another
you so I
rule
could find out
and
what's
another rule
happening.
for somebody else.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and that's the way it's looking like now. Yeah, because he has assaulted me. If I'd done that, if I went for a forward motion like that, that is classed as assault. Anybody that does that to you, goes to you like that in a threatening manner, that is common assault.
So did you fear?
I feared that he was going to. Of course, I feared. Look at the way he was. I feared violence. Yeah,
those two.
the violence occurred. You know, whichever way you look at it, violence occurred.
Okay, Nick, do you want to go?
The officer, PC Harry Potter, takes a very different approach than the order expects. The auditor wants the security guard arrested immediately. He shows the officer the video footage of the incident, which appears to support his claim that the guard grabbed his phone. However, the police officer explains that an arrest isn't always the first or only option. She mentions something called out-of-court disposals, and specifically a community resolution. So, what is a community resolution? It's a way of resolving a minor offence without going to court. It requires the offender to accept responsibility and agree to a course of action, which could be apologising, paying for the damage, or, as the officer suggests, engaging with a service to manage their behaviour. For the victim, it offers a quick resolution.
Explaining.
Yeah.
If I'd have done that, which I would be arrested. I was already arrested this morning. I've been arrested once
What was you arrested for earlier?
for common assault.
Against?
And I was at Effingham Park Hotel at the top. The other cop
Literally
phone,
just up the road.
and what the security lied and said I assaulted them. I showed them the footage. I was under arrest for nearly 40 minutes. They showed the footage, and then it showed I didn't assault anybody.
Actually, you got the
And then I got de-arrested. But my argument is this: if I'd have done that, I I'll be off in cuffs.
But it depends what
No,
we would have wanted.
no,
it does, because we go off victim.
I'm the victim.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
No,
but if you would have assaulted
Yeah.
them, and
If it was the
he's
other way
done it-
round,
Yeah, okay.
goes off by what the victim
Yeah.
also wants, as well as what we deem appropriate,
Yeah.
based on your history.
Yeah.
So ultimately, some officers will come straight in and arrest. Some, like ourselves,
Yeah.
will find out actually what's happened today,
Yeah.
and then assess the situation on its merit, rather than just go in with one version.
Yeah, okay,
So we've tried to
yeah.
be fair today.
But what can't speak can't lie, and I've got video footage.
No, I
and it's
understand
there.
that.
It's there showing. Do you know what I mean?
No, I
it's
understand that.
criminal damage, and it's common assault.
As I say, now I've got your information, so I can take a statement from you.
Auditor is having none of it. He refuses the community resolution. He believes that if the roles were reversed, he would have been arrested without hesitation. He calls this two-tier policing, suggesting that the police treat different groups of people differently. He wants the guard to face the full legal process, starting with an arrest. The officer stands her ground, stating that an arrest is at the officer's discretion and that there is a necessity test for an arrest to be lawful. In this case, since the guard's identity is known and he's not a flight risk, she doesn't see the necessity to arrest him on the spot for a minor offence. The auditor also repeatedly threatens to report the guard to the SIA, which is the Security Industry Authority. This is the body that regulates the private security industry in the UK. All security guards must have an SIA license to work. If a guard is found to have acted improperly, the SIA can revoke their license, meaning they can no longer work in the industry. This is a separate process from any police action. So, what can we learn from this encounter? 1. You generally have the right to film in public spaces. 2. No one, including a security guard, has the right to assault you or damage your property. 3. The police have discretion on whether to arrest someone. For minor offences, they may offer alternatives, like a community resolution. 4. You have the right to refuse a community resolution and insist on a formal investigation, but this doesn't guarantee an arrest will be made on the spot. 5. If you have a complaint about a security guard, you can report them to the Security Industry Authority. This video is a fascinating real-world example of the clash between individual rights, private security, and police procedure. The auditor's frustration is palpable, but the police officers also articulate their legal reasoning for their actions. It highlights a grey area where public perception of justice and the letter of the law don't always align. What do you think? Was the police response fair? Let us know in the comments below, but please keep the discussion respectful and educational. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more legal breakdowns.